My name's Tony and I'm 48 years old. Well, fortunately for me, I didn't have to stay at Cwmserin at St David's Park for very long. It was less than a year. But I remember my time there very well, as it was not too long ago. Basically, I felt quite comfortable there because I was specifically put onto a 4-bedroom ward, which meant I didn't have so many people around me, which was important for my mental well-being and emotional state. People were hand-picked to be on that ward, and when I first arrived there was a woman on that ward as well, so that was beneficial to me as well, because there was less likely to be any violence. The people on the ward were hand-picked. With my particular condition, I get anxiety very easily, especially if I feel I'm in a dangerous environment. I've had experience of other hospitals that were also low secure, where there was still violence taking place. I had a mixture of medication, which I was on olanzapine. It was the only medication I've ever been on in my life. I'd have to say again that was beneficial. It's stopped me having mood swings because I feel that I'm bipolar and I have sort of different personality traits. Well, there was a lot of OT, occupational therapy, people encouraging you to get involved with crafts or artwork or cooking. But also, while I was there, first time I was given my leaves, meaning that I could go on the hospital grounds. That was to start with, and have time out on the grounds to clear your head and get some fresh air. It was quite peaceful there. But also those leaves were extended, where from then the next stage was that you were able to go into the local town and go around the shops, have a coffee, and those leaves were gradually extended in time, so you had more and more time to yourself. And it was one of the great things about that was that you were given trust. You were trusted to take care of yourself. You were trusted to come back on time. You were trusted not to take drugs or drink alcohol. And that's good for your self-esteem. When the staff start giving you more and more freedom, it's good for your self-confidence and your self-esteem, and it gives you the impression that you are getting better and that you can see light at the end of the tunnel. You feel that you can see the improvements are being made and that one day you will be released back into the community. But also there was staff there that you could talk to at any time, and they made it clear that you could come to them for advice. There was also a clinical psychologist who was very good, who explored your background and your past and was interested in knowing how you feel. Sometimes it was unfortunate, but there has to be patient confidentiality, and that means that at times staff would close the office door, which made you consider that it just reminded you that it was like, made you feel that it was a them and us kind of situation, that you were being deprived of certain information, and that it reminded you that you were a patient and that you weren't staff. But on the whole, things were quite open and you could approach staff if you needed to. Staff, like patients, are individuals, and some of them you'll get on with better than others. Some are more open than others and more welcoming. Some of them occasionally can be a little bit arrogant, but generally most of the staff care about what they do. They're in the profession because they care about people, and it's reassuring that you can talk to people if you need to. It's just unfortunate that there are very few places available for people when in the country there are millions of people that have problems, and most of them never get the help and support they deserve. I'd like to say that I was very fortunate to be put in a hospital and sectioned, which I needed at the time when I was very unwell. It meant that I was detained a lot longer than I otherwise would have been, but I needed help and support, and that's what I've been given. And now I've come a long way on my journey, and I'm very close to being entirely free, which is something that I'm always aiming for, is ultimately having my freedom back and my independence. But I'm very close to achieving that now.